Hey, um, this is a better video than what I was recording earlier. That won't get released at all. But I'm honestly in a better mood than I have been this entire year. Fuck, to be 100% honest, I didn't think I really had the worst of things. So, overall, I'm fine. I want to end 2020 on a good note. Because why not? Because, hey, if I can end 2020 on something good, maybe I feel like I accomplished more. And obviously, I made a tweet yesterday saying I want to see myself change as a person for the better. So that's what I've been doing. Things to constantly improve myself as a person. Forcing myself to forget about past traumas like I always do. Because if I continue to let those things sit in my memories, it'll weigh me down a lot. Try to forget about the people I've lost over these past couple years. The friends I've had who died, the family members who've died. Just happy none of them were to COVID. Honestly, that seems like a terrible way to go. Not being able to breathe. Basically suffocating in the hospital bed. I almost got to know what that felt like back in high school when I managed to puncture one of my lung. It was terrible. Couldn't really breathe. Breathing hurt a lot. Luckily, it closed up, and I survived that. That's probably the only time I was ever close enough to death and lived. I want to say the other times were at birth, but then again, I was more well off than my brother, who had to stay in NICU for years upon birth. Well, I don't really know how long, I don't remember. But everything in his body was severely underdeveloped, and I kind of feel bad for him still. Nothing much really changed even after he found out all that. Still able to survive near perfectly fine. His optimism and good mood are something I normally lack. But then again, he lacks an understanding of most things, where I have an understanding of a lot of things. But one thing he doesn't do that I tend to do is give people chances. He doesn't really give anyone chances. I mean, obviously, if someone's wronged him, he'll say it. Same with me, but I have the bad habit of giving people second, third, fourth chances, even though it's a bad thing. Not many people deserve it. So I hate giving them. Obviously, what I want to do next year is stop being like that. Stop giving people too many chances. Because a lot of people don't need them. Obviously, I do try to help people through their problems, even if they're severe, even if they're really bad. Even if they've done something that should never be done. I will try to help them, because that's how I am. I enjoy helping people, because I never got help for the things I've been through. But I'm also an asshole in that regard, because there's a side of me that will use that against others. I guess I could consider it like basically blackmail. One significant case of that where they didn't heed my warnings, because I warn people. I want them to be prepared for me to switch up on them if they fuck up immediately. Like, I want people to be wary when it comes to being friends with me. I've never been the nicest person in that regard. If given the opportunity, I will ruin someone's life. That's like one of my least redeeming qualities. It always will be one of my least redeeming qualities. But it's a habit I'm still trying to break. Believe me. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, old habits die hard, you know? Everyone has skeletons in their fucking closet. And that's just one of them that's gone out. In all honesty, I just really hate interacting with people. People could be extremely fake. I think that's how this side of me came to be. Just dealing with so many fake people to the point where now just use their honesty against them. It sucks. Especially since I've been on the receiving end of that a couple times. When I was younger, at least. I always got bullied for being really honest with people. You know how, like, children, they say, like, young children are brutally honest? I was like that for most of my life up until, like, after high school. And because around that time, like, halfway through high school, I started to keep more things to myself because of things I don't want to talk about that happened to me during high school. A couple of my friends know about them. Some know more than others. Obviously, I've had friends for a long time online that know about what has happened to me, what I've been through. But during that time, all of it actually started when I first got into college. When I first got my first phone, just Samsung Galaxy S6. It was a pretty decent phone, honestly. I had to get it replaced so many times because I ended up fucking breaking it. But around that time, I was introduced to furry Twitter. This was like late 2015, early 2016. I had an account for furry Twitter. No persona yet or anything. My first persona, Elysium, wasn't even thought up back then. I just found furry Twitter through a YouTube video. Fuck, it was like a really old Majora Strawberry video. I don't even remember which one. It was old. I found it through some video. I actually don't remember who I found Twitter from. But at the time, I was also really interested in Call of Duty and their community, so I also made an account for that. So I found the idea to keep both accounts separate because I don't want to mix two different things together. That don't really mix well, in my opinion. You got the toxicity of around that time the Call of Duty side of Twitter, which was what that landscape was for me. And you got the toxicity now of furry Twitter. At the time, I wasn't really that involved in like furry Twitter and stuff. I was still on Google Plus, believe it or not, when that was still a thing. Yes, I'm technically a Google Plus refugee at that point, but still. But yeah, around that time, something happened that I guess kind of at the time skewed how I viewed people. I felt people just wanted to take advantage of me, but as I quickly faded. If someone did take advantage of me just barely getting into high school and being some fucking idiot who wouldn't understand what grooming was for the next 4 years. And that's what happened to me. I ended up getting groomed by some random furry on Twitter. At the time, I didn't even know if it was right or wrong. The person tried to convince me to send stuff, which I didn't, because still, I never did it because that, of all things, is something I was taught not to do. If people ask me for something that doesn't sound right, don't do it. That's what I was taught. So I didn't do it. Eventually, after fucking 2 years of them trying to get me to send shit, I never did. They got tired, they moved on. I don't know what happened to them. I deactivated that account. Once again, I don't know if I told anyone this, but I never just have one account. I always have more than one. A lot of them are a lot harder to find than the others. A lot of them I can't access. A lot of them deactivated. I don't like sticking to one account, you know? It sucks a lot because, well, it's not something I can do about it. There's old accounts with my fucking phone number connected to them that I still can't access. And, like, trying to enter my phone number to recover them, Twitter can't decide which account. So, I have some really nice accounts. Some that I wanted to sell, even, that I can't access. So, there's that, I guess. But yeah, 2 years, well, next year actually, I ended up getting sexually assaulted like 3 times by one student at the high school. Staff didn't really believe me until the 3rd time, because the 3rd time, she actually had the balls to try and do it in front of a lot of people. And I was not gonna let that fly. I was not gonna let her do that to me. Once she realized I was capable of basically saying no to people, telling people to stop, telling people to stay the fuck away from me and don't touch me. And, well, police. She quit. At the time, I was told she was in PT training, and she was planning on joining the military. I don't know which branch. I don't even give a fuck which branch. And it's not like... This is someone I considered a friend for this last 2 years of high school. So obviously, when I was asked if I wanted to press charges or pursue in getting her arrested for sexual assault, I said no. Because I've never been the type of person who wants to ruin someone's life or in someone's career. At the time, I didn't really want to do that. Especially since I consider her such a close friend. She was the only other person at the high school who knew about, like, me getting groomed and stuff. The last one was my friend Toast, who also went to high school with me. He has a YouTube channel called Kazuki Groomery. He went to high school with me. He also knows about me getting groomed. Some of my other friends know about me getting groomed. Well, it's like, for some reason, I've grown to trust people more in both the furry community and, I guess, Call of Duty / content side community. And the third ever person to know about this was my friend Rivals. At least the grooming part. Because I trusted him enough, and I told him while we were in a Discord call, when it was about, like, talking about someone else getting groomed, and how, due to my past experience, I couldn't believe them. Because, obviously, it's possible to get groomed at any age. I guess. I don't really know how it works still. I was, like, 15 to 16 when it happened to me, so seeing someone who's like 18-year-old getting groomed by a 20-year-old is still so surreal to me. Obviously, it's not like I'm calling that person out, you know? Because I'm not gonna throw someone's trauma to the side. That's honestly not nice. It's not something I put above me to do, if pushed to that limit. I tend to feel happy at others' expense because of what I went through. I never went through anything good during high school. So many things, so many traumatizing things happened to me during high school. All of them are bad, and I just adjusted to not caring. I had to stop caring about others, which honestly is more of a detriment than any fucking thing else. There's nothing you can do about that. Only, like, right, on my last legs of being in college, before I dropped out, I started caring because I had something to do. Around the time, it was like my senior year of high school. Like, actually, no, not even senior, fucking junior year, 2018. Like, late 2018. I ended up becoming really interested in music, and a while before that, my second oldest sister was really into, like, Skrillex, so I ended up growing up listening to a lot of Skrillex. I listened to a lot of EDM. Around that time, I was like, hey, maybe pursuing music would help more. I was already in a couple music classes. I was in an orchestra class, I was in a mariachi class. So I decided, hey, I should do this. I should pursue this. This will help. Lo and behold, it did. which leads me into my goal for next year. Just to go hard with all the music shit, really. My music has been getting a good amount of listens. Certain songs have been doing really well. Don't know how much I'm gonna get paid for them because Spotify's payout system is bullshit. But anything to make money right now, I guess. Shit. It was also around the time back to when I first started music, I got interested in the idea of streaming on Twitch. My Twitch is currently sitting at $76 and I haven't streamed in a couple months. It could just be me. I don't know if I actually want to pursue streaming on Twitch per se. I also want to stream to YouTube because I feel like for me YouTube might be a better platform. Obviously, I could set up a restream right now, but I believe I have to run off of their servers, which I guess bothers me slightly. But that's just me. I don't know. I'd rather stream on YouTube. I feel like YouTube has more reach and usability. People could go in and out of your stream and come back to it at a different time. They don't have to take a look at other videos as well. It's not like YouTube is that platform. YouTube is an amazing platform. Twitch is an amazing platform. It's a decent platform. I have friends who are really going hard on Twitch and growing a lot. Well, I'm just sitting there stagnant as fuck. It's hard for me to find the right stuff to stream, especially with what I'm streaming on a laptop. Dell G3 15? Yeah, 15. With a GTX 1650 in 9th Gen Core i5 9300H or U. I don't remember which variant it is, but it's an Intel mobile processor. And the storage on this thing always feels so fast, at least the boot drive storage. And yeah, I had 100 gigabyte boot drive storage. Well, I have an extra terabyte of data and then a separate drive with another terabyte. So I'm just sitting here what am I supposed to do? Obviously, I could get drive partitioning software and make one of the drive the boot drive, but that's going to be a laptop operating system, laptop version of the operating system, so nothing's going to work right. The next best thing would be to save up to get a PC, pre-built, build my own. I don't really care. But I don't know. Obviously, right now I'm able to pursue music to a certain extent. Not to the extent I want to with what I'm working with. I could be working on better hardware, really. I really can be working on a better DAW. I'm not saying FL Studio is bad. I fucking love FL Studio. Especially the Vocodex now. They've been starting to get more into melodic rhythm and shit like that. Vocodex is just fucking amazing. I couldn't ask for a fucking better plugin. I fucking love it. But I've also been wanting to try out Ableton more so for the ease of use with the plugins, and the racks are just everywhere. I love seeing all the Ableton racks. I guess it just means more people use Ableton than anything, because a lot of tutorials I see for music production are all done on Ableton. So I kind of fall in love with the program that way. I've also learned some of the features because my rampant watch of tutorials. Because learning a new DAW wouldn't be hard for me. I adapt very easily. I mean, with certain things like this, recording YouTube videos, it takes me longer because I don't like doing it. That's just about it. Other than that, I adapt easily. But knowing how I am, I'll make it. I'll continue to survive. Even with the limitations imposed on me by my laptop's hardware and me not being able to change most of it because a lot of it's soldered on. The only thing I'm really able to change is the memory and the data drive storage, which I'm not switching out. Because all my sample packs and everything to keep the laptop running, while they may not be exactly on there, a lot of it's partitioned into there. So, yeah, I mean, I could move everything to my data drive because it's still not really full on the 1 TB thing. And have that just be my storage from now on, but, well, not my external hard drive, I mean. They both have a terabyte. They're actually both sitting at the same amount of space. They both have 931 gigabytes of space left. On my operating system, my boot drive is completely full because of all the drivers and shit. But other than that, this is all fine, really. It's not like I don't enjoy any of this. I heavily enjoy what I do. I love what I do. I always will. But yeah, I don't want to keep this going any longer than I have to. I'll edit this later and upload it. This will be my last video 2020. Hope y'all have a great 2021, and I hope I do as well. So see ya when I record again, if I even remember.